But you can't eat just one. That's not just a slogan, that's a challenge. And today we're going to find out exactly why it's so hard to stop. Today we're going inside one of PepsiCo's largest and most advanced factories in Europe to see exactly how a bag of Lay's gets made, from a raw potato sitting in the ground to that perfectly crispy golden chip landing in your hand. Every step, every machine, every secret behind that addictive crunch. Let's get into it.
It all starts in the ground, literally. Potatoes grow underground, which means harvesting them isn't as simple as picking fruit off a tree. Farmers use a specialized digging machine that can reach up to 10 inches deep into the soil, lifting entire plants, roots, rocks, dirt, and all in one clean motion. Everything lands on a vibrating conveyor screen that shakes off the excess soil while sorting through up to 40,000 potatoes per minute. That number alone should tell you the scale we're operating at here. The sorted potatoes drop directly into trucks driving alongside the harvester in perfect sync. No stopping, no delays, no wasted time. The moment they're harvested, the clock starts ticking.
Those trucks head straight to a massive storage facility built specifically to handle hundreds of tons of fresh potatoes every single day. But before anything goes into cold storage, every batch passes through an optical sorter. High-precision sensors scan each potato for size, shape, and color. Pneumatic robotic arms, moving so fast they're almost a blur, pick out clumps of dirt that made it through the field harvest. Any potato that's bruised, diseased, or too small gets instantly ejected from the line. Only the top-tier spuds move forward. The rest get repurposed elsewhere. PepsiCo sources up to 240,000 tons of potatoes every single year, and they are not accepting anything less than the best. Once sorted, the potatoes are gently placed into massive wooden crates and moved into cold storage, a facility that can hold up to 40 million potatoes at once. Depending on production schedules, they'll rest there anywhere from a few weeks to several months, perfectly preserved, waiting for the factory to call. When the factory needs a fresh batch, forklifts pull the crates out and send them down a conveyor toward the washing station. Even though these potatoes were already sorted at the farm, the factory washes them all over again. And it's not just about cleanliness, it's about protecting the machines. One tiny speck of dirt can scratch a blade or damage a precision peeling system downstream. So the factory runs every single potato through an industrial washing system that combines intense water jets, rotating industrial brushes, and a swirling water vortex. This system processes up to 6 million potatoes a day. 6 million. And when they come out the other side, they are spotless. After washing comes peeling. The potatoes enter one of 6 large-scale peeling machines, each lined on the inside with a rough, abrasive material. As the drum spins, the potatoes tumble against the gritty surface, which strips the skin right off, while high-pressure water jets wash it all away simultaneously. Once peeled, an advanced camera system scans each potato in real time, checking for rot or visual defects. If something looks off, a mechanical arm fires a targeted puff of air and ejects that potato from the line immediately. The good ones continue forward, where an automated sorter separates them by size. Standard-sized potatoes go straight ahead. Oversized ones get diverted to a cutting station, where they're halved before rejoining the line. And just to make sure nothing slips through, workers stand along the conveyor doing one final round of manual inspection, catching anything the machines might have missed, and slicing oversized pieces right there on the spot. Now comes the part that actually turns a potato into a chip. The peeled, inspected, perfectly sized potatoes drop into a rotating drum slicer. Inside, centrifugal force flings each potato outward against razor-sharp blades at the perimeter. In a fraction of a second, one potato becomes 35 uniform slices, each exactly 0.06 inches thick. That specific thickness isn't random. It's the precise measurement needed to get that perfect saddle-shaped curve that makes a Lay's chip look like a Lay's chip. Quality control technicians continuously check slice thickness throughout this stage because even the slightest variation ruins the final texture. The blades themselves change depending on the product. Straight blades for Lay's Classic, serrated blades for the wavy or ruffled varieties that give you those bold, ridged edges and extra crunch.
Right after slicing, the chips drop into a fast-moving stream of water that carries them directly to a washing station. They tumble through a spinning drum and go through multiple rinse cycles: a soak, then a high-pressure spray from above, then a second water bath, then another round of jets. All of this is designed to remove the surface starch from the slices. If that starch isn't washed off, the chips will stick together in the fryer, and you'll end up with a clump instead of individual chips. Once rinsed, the slices are dried and transferred into the fryer, a continuous frying system that stretches over 40 feet long. The chips are fully submerged in a blend of sunflower, canola, and vegetable oils at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit and fry for roughly 3 minutes. But that time and temperature aren't fixed. They're adjusted batch by batch based on each potato's starch and moisture content, which the team measures by watching how the slices float in the oil.
Here's something most people don't know about the frying process. Lay's uses a very specific 50-50 blend of fresh oil and used oil, and that ratio is deliberate. All fresh oil makes the chips absorb too much fat and come out greasy. All used oil makes them go dark and kills the clean flavor. That exact blend is part of what makes Lay's taste the way it does. As the chips fry, steam escapes from inside each slice and gets replaced by oil, which is why the oil level constantly needs to be topped up. When the chips hit that perfect golden color, they're lifted out. And if you ever notice everything on the production line vibrating slightly, that's completely intentional. Lay's classic chips are so thin and fragile that the entire system is engineered to vibrate gently, just enough to move the chips forward without cracking them. Regular conveyor belts would shatter them into dust.
Coming out of the fryer, the chips pass through an optical sorter, scanning over 400 slices per second. This machine detects brown spots, burnt edges, and any surface defects, and fires a pinpoint jet of air, accurate down to the millimeter, to knock out anything that doesn't make the cut. What survives this stage is essentially a perfectly golden, perfectly shaped chip. Those chips then get a light dusting of salt before moving into the seasoning drum, a giant rotating barrel where natural spice blends like chili, black pepper, and herbs are dispensed through a tube and evenly distributed as the drum spins. Because the chips are still hot at this stage, the seasoning sticks immediately and coats every surface edge to edge. Before packaging, random batches get pulled for quality checks. Crunch, flavor, color, seasoning coverage, everything gets tested to make sure it meets Lay's standards.
From seasoning, the chips are carried up by a bucket conveyor to a high-speed weighing system with 120 heads running simultaneously. The system calculates the optimal combination of chips from different trays to hit the exact target weight for each bag. Whether it's a small snack size or a large party pack, every portion is measured precisely. The chips then drop down to the packaging machines on the ground floor. Once a bag is filled, the machine flushes it with nitrogen gas to replace the oxygen inside, which slows down how quickly the chips go stale. Then the bag is heat sealed shut. That nitrogen is also what creates the air pocket you feel every time you open a bag, and it's not wasted space. It acts as a cushion, protecting those fragile chips during shipping, so they actually arrive as chips and not crumbs.
The finished bags get packed into cardboard boxes, stacked onto pallets, wrapped tightly in plastic film, loaded onto trucks, and sent out to reach Lay's fans all over the world. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.